Like, what is required to
You're,
just
trial,
you're still trying to look at what's right and what's wrong.
okay?
You know, you are a moralist without realizing it.
trial,
What?
You are a morality police without recognizing it.
Holy shit! What does that mean?
You
What
have
else
to
does
Trial.
determine what is right or wrong to determine what you will choose or what you cannot choose, rather than what's going to change things the most. You're not looking for change, you're looking for morality, the right and wrong of it.
Oh my God! Well, this is
As
like
long as
Trial.
you're looking for right and wrong, all you can do is judge you and everybody else.
trial,
So thank you. I'm like, I'll have to re-listen to that. And what is the way out of that? to
Trial.
change?
Interesting point of view.
Oh,
trial,
wow. Oh my God! Okay.
trial,
I'm having a little aha
moment.
moment. Well, I hadn't realized that interesting point of view obviously it
Trial.
includes you, but I hadn't realized until now it includes what you choose.
Yeah.
trial,
Oh my gosh. That makes me want to cry.
trial,
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Good.
I have some other questions. Thank you for that, by the way.
Okay.
I realized yesterday
Trial.
when we were talking that 2 different car crashes I was in that I was hit from behind.
trial,
I didn't realize that those were attacks from the future.
Yeah.
Both of the times when I started new businesses that were becoming very successful quickly.
trial,
And there are
Trial.
some things like with my neck, and I've been healing them. And after yesterday, asking for the exponentialization of healing capacities, and there are some things that are taking a lot longer than
Trial.
I would. Other things. Is there something else that you can help undo since it was an attack from the past?
It's not an attack from the past. It was an attack from the future at that point in time.
Trial.
You didn't recognize it. Now you've recognized it. That's it. It's done. Acknowledge what
Okay.
is, freedom occurs.
trial,
Okay, because we talked about bringing, and I may not say this correctly, and correct me if I don't, is bringing the future to now
Trial.
to change the past. No.
I
What
never
did I-
said you did that.
What about being?
trial,
Okay, so being is all of it.
Be now what
trial,
you will be in the future.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Trial.
Wow, okay. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And what about like with everything we're talking about with our subtle bodies?
trial,
What about it?
Is there, you used to say that I believe it was destroy and create anything that doesn't allow my subtle bodies to have everything they
Trial.
require and desire, or?
To
Yeah.
get all the energy they need.
Okay, got it.
I
Okay.
started doing that
So-
after vaping, because vaping used to
Trial.
do something for me. I have no answer for what that was, but there was something missing that I
Trial.
could not seem to get, no matter how much I ate, no matter how much I drank, no matter how much sweets. And finally, I was talking to somebody about how we used to do this, and I'm like, oh,
trial,
I'm gonna do it. So I did it, and I was like, oh, that took that away. That was easy.
Whenever you crave something, it's because some subtle body is not getting an energy it needs, which is what the craving fulfills
Trial.
for that subtle body. You have an awareness of these things, even though you have no awareness of them.
Okay, because, and then in the 9
Trial.
trainings class, you spoke about using the big 5 to our advantage.
Trial.
Can you
Yeah.
speak more about that now that we're opened up the revolution.
Why don't you ask the big five to destroy all the AIs that are controlling you?
trial,
Woo!
And all the big five, ask the big five to destroy everything that's in your body. It's supposed to bring you back to the big five. I won't like doing that, buddy.
trial,
Because I noticed that when I first, I'm going to say attempted to do that, it created the opposite.
trial,
And then I asked Dane in the advanced body about that, and he said, get your head out of your ask.
Yeah,
trial,
Meme. Yeah, that's a good meme.
It created so much awareness about being the
trial,
question.
yeah. You know, it's like you put your head up your ass and pretend you don't know. Rather than go, what do
Trial.
I know about this? I'm not acknowledging. You like to pretend you don't know because that makes you more normal, more like other people.
You also
So it's just a
pretend
choice.
that,
I'm sorry, what did you
pretend
say?
that everything has you pretend that it's a finite
Trial.
universe in which everything has already been created, and the only things you can choose are from the finite universe of what's already been created. You don't realize you create the universe every single day.
By every choice you make.
trial,
And if it makes you feel better, I barely realize it
Trial.
myself, but, I'm just letting you know.
So when and you've been saying this for years, what am I capable of being or
Trial.
choosing that I've never considered before? Is that where you're actually asking the future to come to now?
If you're willing to actually ask.
So can you say more if you're actually willing to ask?
I see people
Trial.
saying the words, but not actually doing anything different.
Okay. Got it. So it's the
Trial.
momentum with the
No, it's
energy.
it's the actualization you pull after you ask the question. It's unless you actualize something, you're not
trial,
really asking a question. You're just doing it by rote. It's a catechism. You know, it's a religious
Trial.
study. You're religiously
Well,
doing what's supposed to be right, expecting
Trial.
results to show up that you haven't been willing to actualize.
Okay, because sometimes I notice, sometimes when I awaken
trial,
in the morning, I be the energy of, okay, who am I today and what Granny Blair's
Trial.
inventors, and sometimes I say it and I'm going through the motions, but I don't really mean it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. And so the way out of that
Trial.
is being the
Being-
question.
Being the question, not just saying it.
And
Trial.
energetically, if you'll notice the moments, anytime when you've been the question, you don't even have to say the question.
trial,
You be it. And then look at so many of the times, or any of the times where you've just said it without actually being it, and the difference.
Wow, okay. I
trial,
love it. This is, like,
That's the difference energetically.
so yesterday, the
Trial.
brilliance of what you said, Gary, about us stepping into a reality where consciousness is
trial,
the predominant energy and the technocrats, et cetera, has no value.
trial,
So when we're being that and that
Trial.
exists, you're also aware of all the other realities that exist, is that correct?
Yes,
But not cognitively necessarily.
not from a cognitive thinking about it point of view, but an awareness of, you can
Trial.
feel the energies of different perspectives and different realities. You know, you ever notice you meet somebody, you go, that person, and you're attracted to them? What's attracting you to them?
trial,
What is it that makes them different? You know, I feel that and I go, okay, you know, and then I'll do something like hire Arthur and everybody hates him,
trial,
except me, I love him.
I love you too, man.
Hate Arthur, they hate him? He's so lovable.
trial,
He is lovable, but he's not predictable or controllable, which is why people didn't like him. They wanted somebody they could control, not somebody who
Trial.
would control them. And Arthur doesn't control from a normal place, okay? He's not normal in any way, shape, or form. He's not only bigger than everybody else in the world, he's also
Trial.
weirder than anybody else in the world. You're welcome. You know, and as a result of it, it's like he cannot be controlled by normal means. And people look for the normal means of controlling. That's not
Trial.
the way it's gonna work with this dude.
Well, see, because like every night I go for a walk, I live where there's a
Trial.
lot of beautiful, really old, amazing trees and nature. And when I'm walking with the trees and with nature, that oneness and
Trial.
consciousness as the predominant is
Yeah.
for me.
But you
Like,
see,
the
it's
other
like the
stuff-
thing is, every shred of grass has consciousness in it. If you acknowledge that with every shred of grass, every breath of air, every bird, every, animal, it's like you start to see that consciousness is the predominant species upon the planet. We just don't acknowledge it.
trial,
And we don't look for what it knows and what it can help us with. Gesundheit.
Bless you.
Who was that?
trial,
Oh, good.
Did you just go, fuck you?
Yeah.
Or was that a sneeze? Was it a sneeze?
trial,
Does that acknowledgement bring that into the other areas on the planet?
Yeah, but it's like you're thinking you have to do something with it. What if you're just
Trial.
being an acknowledgement of it and being there with it, you're actually expanding it and helping it? So you don't get the contribution you are.
Trial.
You think you have to do something. You could be.
trial,
Well,
trial,
so being the question and being, is that truly the only free will? Well, being
That
on
is
this.
the
Trial.
greatest free will, not the only one.
It's the, what is it, did you say?
It's the greatest free will, not the only one.
Can you say
Trial.
more? Like, what would the other free wills be if you're,
Why don't you question that and find out instead of trying to let me give you an answer, you fucking lazy cow?
okay. Okay, you're not,
Trial.
this is so cool. There's like this little bird that came to the window. It's like, hello, we're here, we're here. I'm like, I
Yeah,
love that.
You
Oh,
start
gosh.
acknowledging it and then things like that happen. Birds,
you say?
animals, all kinds of things show up.
So will you speak more about extrapolation with,
Extrapolation is the
revolution.
ability,
Trial.
the ability to look at this, and create something new. You look at the entirety of the picture and create something new.
trial,
See, it's like if I, it's like when Arthur came into life, I went, him, and I hired him. I didn't look at him and go, too tall, too old, too ugly. I went,
trial,
yeah. I went, oh, he'll do. And it's like when Sean showed up, I went,
Trial.
that's the intelligence I'm looking for, and what does he know? And I hired him.
And that's
Okay?
great, because people hated him too.
trial,
They hated him.
Oh, wait, let me give you a little history. About 23 years ago, there was a man named Gary Douglas
Trial.
being followed around by sycophants and idiots and old women working with people who had no interest in consciousness. And then he hired me. They all hated me. Then he
Trial.
hired
Hated,
Simone.
yeah.
They all hated Simone. They all hated both of us, okay?
So
And
I
then-
know that everybody hates him. I made a good choice.
Exactly.
trial,
So, and along the way, we've hired many people, and if they were crucial to anything, people hated them. Like, okay, cool. And what's funny is, the people that weren't hated until they worked for us
Trial.
were always the demon bitch from hell, useless cunts that wanted to destroy everyone. Those people nobody hated. They were like, oh, they'll probably do a good job. And
Trial.
then later it was like, why did you hire them?
They're so awful.
So I just wanted to give
Because
you a
you
little
like
them.
different perspective that most people don't have. There you go. You're welcome.
And I
So-
know if you're disliked, you're way better than they think you are. You are way better than they think you are.
Yep.
Okay?
Trial.
And you're as good as I think you are. So there.
So
Yeah.
my last question for now is, you talked about
Trial.
like the weather and bringing the weather, and
Yes.
then when there's too many people that have a point of view, and I asked you about that in the 9 trainings class about California, and there's too many people, and then you
Trial.
said you have to know when, when there's the opening.
Trial.
that
Yes.
You can.
When there's an
Can you-
opening. Yeah. Does the news tell you what's true and relevant?
No,
Do they tell you what you're supposed to look at?
Trial.
well, they think they are,
I didn't ask that.
so no.
Yes, they tell you what they think you should look at.
Trial.
And what you should believe and what your point of view should be.
And where you should put your attention. When they put your attention, when they put the majority of people's attentions on things that are not really
Trial.
relevant, you can then have an entrance and can create something different.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, that's a great way of,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, that's
Trial.
so easy, got it,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
I keep trying to tell you it's easy, and you keep trying to make it hard. It's not a penis. Okay, Terry.
So, when you were talking to Liam about the
Trial.
technology,
Yeah,
and I was sitting there and I went, we know this. Like, it was like an identification of the energy of it.
yeah.
And
Trial.
I went, fuck, we know what that is. So if we
Yes, you
know
do.
it, then can we change it?
No,
Trial.
you don't have any power. You're a pathetic pile of shit.
Trial.
Exactly.
Thank you, Gary.
I'm always thanking you, but thank you.
Okay.
Do you ever thank him in the special way?
In the right way?
Trial.
Thank you.
Always wanted
Now
to.
we got it.
There we go.
That's the one which really acknowledges me. Thank you.
But I went, we
Trial.
know it. But if
Yes.
we know it, then
But you always try to believe, you gotta prove it, or you gotta find out, or you gotta figure out.
what I was aware
Trial.
of, it was like, I went that.
Yeah,
The unspeakable, like that thing,
yeah.
so that the
Trial.
technology no longer kind of exists is what popped in my
It's no
mind.
longer relevant.
Huh?
It's no longer relevant.
Is no longer
See,
relevant.
it's like right now, everything is about, we do progress
Trial.
through technology was a point of view that they sold us in the 60s, okay? Good housekeeping through technology,
Trial.
not good housekeeping by taking care of shit.
Trial.
And so we have, and that's one of the way they moved us into the place in which we will accept
Trial.
pathetic products with no real value and no capacity to last longer than a minute and a half, and buy and pay for them and get them more money.
Trial.
That works well. It's like you got to start looking at what are they trying to sell us
Trial.
that's a pig in a poke.
And
Trial.
Pig in a poke,
Pig in a poke.
Okay, got it.
It's an expression. A pig in a poke is you have this thing that you carry them around in, and that's the poke.
Trial.
You got your poke to carry your stuff with. It's you poke. P-O-R-K. Pig in a pork. Okay?
Trial.
So this is what you gotta realize. That's where it came from. Okay? I have this weird thing. I love the etymology of
Trial.
words. Like years ago, my oldest son said, "That guy's just a Finochmeister." I went, "What? What's a Finochmeister?" Like an Okie from Finoki. I went,
Trial.
"Oh, yeah." And I realized, an Okie from Finoki was about talking about a
Trial.
low-class person with no education, okay? And a Phenochmeister was the etymology of the word is it came down and boiled down to Phenochmeister. And I'm going, wow, that's just funny.
trial,
It's how it evolved over time. Etymology of words is how they evolve over time, how they're used.
Gary, do you know the etymology of the word
Trial.
etymology?
No.
Check.
Okay.
trial,
Do you?
Thank you for those of you with enough intelligence to laugh. I appreciate that. For the rest of you,
trial,
But if we could,
What?
sorry, acknowledge the energy of the broadcasting system.
Yeah, acknowledge the energy
Trial.
of everything around us. What are these energies being put out there? You know, like right now, it's like I receive a thing on my
trial,
phone every day about all the people that are dying. You know, all the people over 70, especially in the entertainment industry, that are dying.
Death Watch. Just kidding.
trial,
What's relevant about this to my life? Where should I put my attention? On the fact that these people are dying,
Trial.
and they're the icons from the past. Yeah, they were icons in the past. What are they today? They're
Trial.
old people. You know, am I an icon? I don't know. Am I an
Trial.
old person? Yes. Okay, good. So I can die too. What's the emphasis? Why is the emphasis on that? What are they trying to accomplish with this?
trial,
What is the purpose of this? You know, and you got to look at it from that point of view, realizing that they have some purpose. What the fuck is it? You know, but what they have is they're trying to show us that we need to be aware of the fact
Trial.
that we could die with these, and therefore we need to pay attention to getting vaccinations so we can live longer. But you're not designed to make us live longer.
trial,
But nobody will ask that. People will go out and get, vaxxed because they're told to. Don't do that, please.
Trial.
Find another way. There's got to be a way around.
Okay, thanks, that's it for
Thank you.
this moment.
Yes, Shannon, how are you?
trial,
Hello, hello.
Hello.
trial,
Oh wait, my phone's
I
turned
like the
down.
painting behind
I
you.
really,
That's very cool.
I really love this.
Yes.
Hi. Sorry.
trial,
Hi.
Hi. We can hear you.
I really love this class.
Cool. Me too.
I feel like, I don't know if it's like an insult or an acknowledgement, but I feel like this is
Trial.
what access classes used to feel
Yeah.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah. But it had to get bigger.
trial,
That's interesting. So, wow. Oh my gosh. So what do I do with that? Because I'm not, this class, I will say that I have been really sensing this class.
trial,
Like, I don't even know what my, can you
trial,
help me connect to what I can create
trial,
now?
No, but you can. What you gotta
I'm
get
like
is,
so
it's like,
clueless.
what is your choice creating? Look at the choices you made and where you've ended up as a result of them.
trial,
Okay.
Look at what you've created
Wow.
in your life and what choice did I make that started me on this path. So you begin to see how you created by a choice you
Trial.
made rather than, okay, I got here by accident or so-and-so helped me or whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So-and-so help me.
trial,
So-and-so help me.
Yeah.
I know who so-and-so is.
Good. So you got to have that place where you begin to see how your choices have created, and what choices do I have in
Trial.
the future that I haven't chosen yet, and what choice can I make that will create the future I desire.
Okay.
You really got to get to this place. David, can you wake up
Trial.
now for a moment? Okay. You got to get this place where you recognize you have to choose to create your future. What choice can I make that would create the future I'd really like to have?
trial,
And what choice can I make that would alter the course of human reality, which is the one I always ask. But I
Yeah.
don't ask any of you to do that because
Trial.
that would be cultism. It would be, where I know better. And I will not have that. I don't always
So-
know better, but I
Trial.
usually do. I'm kidding.
Dane, a few minutes ago, you were talking about,
Trial.
you were bringing up how you had all these like points of view that blinded you. Is that how you said it?
Blind spots.
Blind spots.
Trial.
I wonder if that's what I'm doing. I feel like I'm depressing everybody right now.
Trial.
Okay.
You're not,
Maybe I need to
everybody's
look
just
up my
naturally
question for tomorrow.
depressed.
I didn't hear the last part of what you said.
Everyone is just naturally depressed. You're not
Trial.
creating this.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Like, what's right about this? I'm not getting.
Trial.
Like, the conversation yesterday and then this today, like, I'm so fucking grateful. I'm so
Trial.
fucking love being the freak that cannot be stopped and, like, detected.
Yeah, thank
Like,
you.
I
Now
need to
that
lean
is what's
into
really
that, like,
important.
so much more.
Okay, this is what's important. You gotta realize you're the freak that cannot be stopped instead of trying to make yourself normal. That's one of the
Trial.
things I love about you, Shannon, is you never try to make yourself normal.
No, I love fucking, oh my God, the way you're talking to everybody, I'm like, yes, like, I thrive on this. Like, I want to be even more different
Trial.
and, like, more weird and, like, more radical. Like, this is like, oh my God, okay, I'm actually starting to connect to myself for the first time in a while.
Trial.
Okay, thank you so much. Like, wow, all right. Wow, I have been trying to make myself
Trial.
normal.
Yes.
Ugh, wow. Okay,
Trial.
well, I'm excited to see where this will lead.
Yes, choice. Your choice will lead you. But you gotta look, when you make a choice, you always go, okay, where's this gonna take me? What is this
Trial.
gonna create? What future am I instituting here I'm not acknowledging? Because every choice
So-
creates. Every
Right.
fucking choice creates something.
Trial.
So can you help me with, I don't know what I did or where no, okay, so what's the question? Is this relevant? Is this relevant? Somewhere in
Trial.
like the last 3 years, I like went normal or something, and I'm,
Trial.
Did you
Okay.
reach a level of money that required you to be more normal? Or to
I
live
thought it
in
was
a more
probably the money
normal way?
stuff,
Trial.
yeah.
Yeah. See, when you're not making enough money,
Right.
you don't want to be normal because you're not making enough.
Trial.
Well,
When
it's
you
like
get
just
to a certain
okay to be
amount,
like a
then
fuck
you
up
go,
and freak.
okay, I gotta handle this in a more normal way.
Well,
No, you gotta
I
handle
have
this
never
in a
been that
way, you
but
gotta handle this in a way in which
Trial.
it's functional within this reality, but not stopping you.
Trial.
can you say that one more time, please?
When you get to a certain amount of money, you have to handle it in such a
Trial.
way that you're functional within this reality, but not letting it stop you.
Trial.
Okay, so help me with this, because it's like I have this like thing where it's like I know I'm saying it, so I must be defensive or reacting. Like that everyone
Trial.
around me is like so forceful about their fucking points of view about how what should happen with the money and like how
Yeah.
I should be with it.
Yeah,
Trial.
let me ask you a
No.
question.
Yeah.
If you lost all the money today, what would you do tomorrow?
Trial.
I would just be me. I would just keep living my life
Keep
the same
on
way.
creating, yeah, okay? But that's where you're the nut job of reality.
Trial.
Because most people think if they lose what they have, they will, it will devastate them.
Trial.
If I lost everything tomorrow, I'd start over again. I've started over again 7 times in my life. Why can't I do it again?
Trial.
Because you're
Yeah.
so old. That's not gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna stop me. If I had to go beg on the streets or, clean
Trial.
toilets, I'd clean toilets. I don't care. Just shit.
So do you think I'm normaling out because I don't want to lose something?
trial,
I don't know. How many people are impressing on you that you will lose?
Well, everyone.
trial,
Not
Yeah.
everyone, but a lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
So don't listen to them. Listen to you. What's
Yeah, but-
true for you?
Also, if you make the
Trial.
money the rampart upon which people can use
Trial.
to destroy you, if you make the money significant, if you make the money the source or the proof
Trial.
of arrival
Or anything.
or anything, then people can do that and it has an effect on you.
trial,
If you don't, if it's just money,
trial,
doesn't have that
When you
ability.
had no money, did
Trial.
anybody stop you?
No.
When you had money, did people try to stop you?
Well, I'm realizing with the
Trial.
addition of what Dane's adding, it's actually not it's not just the money, or it's attached to this other thing about nationality, like, which I'm realizing is more the psychic attack thing of like,
trial,
like you don't belong.
You don't belong here?
Well, how do I put
How
it?
many of you have spent your entire lives knowing you didn't belong
trial,
and trying to find where you belong or who you belonged with or what you belonged as or what would make you belong? So you belonged yourself
Trial.
into not existence. Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all.
Right,
Trial.
wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Simone this morning said that she had this sense of FOMO, like the fear of
Trial.
missing out. Like, you were saying,
I was meant to be, like I had to be somewhere else.
yeah, like I had to be somewhere else. Like there was somewhere else I had to be, somewhere I was missing being
Trial.
somewhere I was supposed to be, doing something I was supposed to do. And Gary asked her, how many realities are you aware of?
How many realities are you aware of?
A lot.
Trial.
Oh my God, yesterday when you asked the question, you're like, how many realities are there? And you were like, infinite. That's where I want to be going.
Trial.
That's like life. That's everything. That's where
trial,
Yeah.
that's
Well-
where I'm going.
Can I ask another question? In
Yeah.
your Talk to the Entities empire,
It
trial,
is an empire.
now, notice notice what that brought up when you're
Trial.
so easy, it's so good. You
I
get a
know.
look, you get an energy, it's like,
I know I am.
everybody knows, well, I know, okay. So, when I said empire,
trial,
what happened?
I think I am. What is that I do?
Trial.
What is that exactly? Give me a second. I want to
Shrunk.
get it.
Hey, you got shrunk wrap.
trial,
Yeah, I disappear it.
Yeah.
Well,
Trial.
how much do you disappear anything that is not right?
trial,
Okay.
And how much judgment do you have to do to determine what is right or wrong?
Okay.
And how
trial,
much does that diminish who you are?
And how much does it cause you in your own world to have to try to prove who you are as only the right things and never the wrong?
trial,
Everything
Yeah,
that
I've
is
been
times a
improving. That's
godzillion,
what I
we
did,
destroy
yeah.
and uncreate it all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all
Trial.
nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Gary talked to me this morning about, it's one of the reasons I said, I'm an idiot, it's so good. I have points of view I didn't realize
Trial.
I had that I don't even want to have, but I have them. Hello, how are you? Ugh, that's the worst part. Yeah, good morning. Like points of view you don't even desire to have that you're totally functioning from. Yay! That's the part
Trial.
that like I was like, fuck. And I had a good laugh at myself while going, holy fuck, I
Trial.
don't want to look at this because this is not something I want to look at. I don't want to see this about myself. And it was something, I don't remember the exact conversation, but we were talking and the
Trial.
question he said was, are you doing this for this or this or this, or are you trying to be a guru, or do you want to be a guru? Or something like that, and I
Trial.
went, oh, fuck, it's that one.
No, he didn't. He said no. I said,
Well,
"You
initially.
sure?"
Trial.
Initially, I was like, no.
That sounded positive, didn't it, to you guys?
Trial.
He was like, you sure? I'm like, oh, fuck, yes. And here I am making these choices based on something that, once again, is a blind spot.
Trial.
Something I don't desire to have as a point.
Well, it'd be okay if it was a benevolent.
Yeah, exactly. If I were a benevolent guru, that would be okay. Like in other words,
Trial.
and then I looked at realizing there's this whole universe of things I've decided are right to do and be, to choose, right ways of interacting with people, right ways of treating with people, and right ways of being seen by everyone. And then there are a whole universe of wrong ways of
Trial.
choices.
This, by the way, came out of the shooting conversation.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Because we were talking about the shooting
Trial.
thing, and I'm like, Gary, I have no idea how to do this. There's all kinds of people. It's hot as fuck outside. Do you have any idea? He's like, well, why were you doing it? And I went, I don't know. And that's when the guru thing actually came out.
Trial.
Because I was like, I have this joy with it. He's like,
The guru's teaching everyone about guns, like the cult, like.
so good, right?
Trial.
Which, by the way, is one of the
In the
reasons,
compound, totally.
which is,
Shut the gates! Nobody leaves.
which is why I didn't want anybody putting this out there, because if they start showing that stuff
Trial.
about Dane doing guns, man, we would become the cult of the universe.
Oh, totally. It'd be awesome.
Trial.
Oh, God. So anyway, in looking at that and I went, wow.
Gun, sex, and rock and roll.
Best cult ever.
Woohoo!
Trial.
Take off your clothes, grab a weapon. Free, free hot and cold
Okay,
running lubricant.
I just heard that several
Trial.
ways all at the same time. Grab a weapon. Oh, grab a weapon.
Trial.
Grab a weapon. Yep. Oh. So in that was a
Trial.
bit of an eye opener that I was not very comfortable with, and and
Trial.
realizing that it's like I wanted people to get something the way I wanted them to get it, rather than, and I went, wow.
And he really wants to share his
Trial.
joy, and he doesn't understand why people don't have the same joy he does. But I love that Hillary got the joy of it.
That was
So
cool.
did Sarah. Sarah came home and was like,
Trial.
That's awesome. Yeah. I know, and that's the thing is, like, you do or you don't.
Trial.
Doesn't matter, But look at, even in that, like, how much do you do your side of the guru thing?
Trial.
You're the other side where if you're in the room and you're like, well, they don't bring me that much
Trial.
joy. Well, then you are wrong from your point of view. Fuck that. Like, that's not,
And how did they get right, and how did you get wrong?
yeah, exactly.
Trial.
So, but that's, once again,
Are
part
you
of,
wrong because you're strong, or are you strong because you're wrong?
are you
And
just
everything
strong?
that is times a godzillion, we just run and create all that.
Trial.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. So,
Trial.
and that's, yeah, blah, blah. So, around this, Shani, and I went
It's like the
to a
trial.
slight, yeah, it's like papaya. You can't eat papaya because Gary doesn't.
Yeah,
Like, but.
so do you want to be a guru?
Think of the talk to
Trial.
the entities empire when he asked the question.
Yeah,
Think of your little access offshoot cult that
Trial.
you were
yeah.
creating as the empire.
Yeah, well, eventually the empire strikes back.
Right. Exactly. There's this
We've
show
seen
on Apple.
movies about that.
Trial.
There's this show on Apple TV called Foundation, and they have this nonstop genetic
Trial.
lineage of these three guys and they call them empire. They're the leader of the entire realm.
Trial.
I can't connect to the, I don't know.
Do you want
Trial.
people
That's
to
me.
follow you and do what you want?
Say again?
Do you want people to follow you and do what you want them to do the way you want them to do it? Or do you
Yeah.
want people to be empowered?
Both.
Trial.
That's a conflict. One is guru, the other one is empowerment.
Yeah.
But if you admit that you want to be a guru
Trial.
and you want to empower, then the conflict can go away.
Okay.
Trial.
And this will ease the money flows too.
Fuck yes.
Everything that
Thank
is,
you so much.
we destroy and uncreate it all.
Right, wrong,
Yes.
good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys,
Trial.
Corvettes and beyond.
See, I was always of this opinion that I was really bright and smart and that people would want to know
Trial.
things. So I, agreed to be a mentor to a couple of people, and they came to town and they were going to, come and visit me a lot. They never came around. And I
Trial.
said, so what do you want of me? I want you to mentor me, but you never asked me a question. Well, you're just supposed to tell me what to do. I said, that's not being a mentor. That's being the
Trial.
guru, and I ain't a guru. Go away.
Trial.
And I had people who wanted to spend time with me. And they said, what do you do during the day? I don't know.
Trial.
Whatever I do. Well, I just need to set up a schedule so I can come and be around you when you're doing what I need to
Trial.
learn. Okay, come when I'm sleeping, yes. Yeah.
What?
Come when I'm
Did you
taking a
have
shit.
some, like, sorry,
Go on. Yes, Shannon.
Trial.
sorry.
And I discovered
you.
people were not interested in
delay.
me. People
No,
were
I
not
am interested in why in this class you've chosen to talk so much about you used to talk about your experiences like a lot, and I realized I didn't realize until this class how much you've curbed that in the last years,
Trial.
and how much I used to learn from you talking about your experiences.
Yeah. But I discovered a
Trial.
whole lot of people didn't want to learn from my experiences.
Oh,
And they didn't want to listen.
Well, I
They
really-
didn't find me interesting because
Trial.
it didn't relate to them first.
oh, but, okay.
Trial.
'Cause you
And
used to
I
talk
think
about
if
the
you
Philadelphia
recognize that
experiment,
most
like, all
people
the time.
really don't want to
Like,
know about you. If you realize that most people are not interested in you, you
Trial.
begin to realize what they will listen to and won't.
So how come you chose to do this
Trial.
class? I mean, it's a super interesting like way you created this it's a smaller class and it's not being like
Trial.
Yes.
created
But
like
you
the other
see-
classes. Like, where did this come from?
Well, I went, okay, so what, it's like somebody said, let's do a 5-day at the ranch. And I went, okay, fine. Because we didn't know
Trial.
whether we were going to be able to do the 6-day in El Lugar. Okay, now we're
Yeah.
going to, and then we're going to be open officially after that, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yay.
So what we did is I went, okay, so let's do a 5-day at the ranch, and we'll have
Trial.
everybody come out, and be here, blah, blah, blah. And we can do it online too. And I said, okay, what's,
Trial.
and I went, okay, we're gonna call it the revolution. Because revolution
Trial.
just means you're revolving, it doesn't mean you're going anywhere. You're going around and around in
Trial.
in the swinging door of reality. And I didn't know where it was gonna go, I just knew that was the name to call it. And I had no perspective about what I was gonna do. And it wasn't until just before we got here that I realized we had
Trial.
to talk about the Philadelphia experiment.
Oh. But also you're talking about stuff that's like so fucking relevant that like
Yes,
Trial.
my God, like
but the thing is, what I really wanted was to deal with people who wanted more consciousness. And the people who are in
Yes,
this class are people
Trial.
who truly want more consciousness. The rest of them don't really
Yeah.
care. They just want a better
Right.
life. It was very
Trial.
hard for
Okay.
me to realize that the majority of people want more sex, more cars, more money, more business, more of this reality. That's all they really want. They don't want consciousness, they don't want to know what they're
Trial.
capable of, and they don't want any power. All of you idiots that are on this actually desire power, true power.
Yeah,
And you got it,
yeah.
but you're not using it. So
Trial.
this is why, you know. Okay?
So that's another conflict about where we started this conversation, and I was talking about this class, and you said, no,
Trial.
not this class.
Some
I
other
don't know what I
class.
was talking about, but you said, but access had to grow.
Yes. See,
That's
like
another
access
conflict for
has
me.
to grow. You grow a thing, and it's like, and this is what you're gonna have to recognize with your empire. You
Trial.
have to grow things according to what's needed, okay? What do people want? When people wanted more houses, so I just focused on that to give them more houses, more fun, more sex, more of everything they said they wanted. Those classes were big. When
Trial.
I said more consciousness,
Trial.
and it's one of the things I had noticed is people say, I just want to teach people that are conscious. How many people do you have? Only 3. All I ever get is 3. So you and 2 other people want
Trial.
consciousness. You know, you got to realize that there's a reason that people have the points of view they do. When you're actually choosing for consciousness, a different possibility shows up.
Trial.
Okay? This is not
fuck
going to
me.
set in instantaneously. Just sit with it for another day, and I think you'll have
Trial.
some insights tonight.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thanks, Jenny.
Trial.
Who's next? Yes.
Talking to my.
Okay, so weaving in the
Trial.
topics of like nature and wanting youth and the etymology of stuff, I keep wondering why the Philadelphia experiment, not experience.
Because
Trial.
it's the technology that people have chosen above awareness and consciousness.
Why was it dubbed Project Rainbow? And what's, I'm
Trial.
kind of thinking, what's that
Because
called?
when it first started, it was creating rainbows in the sky when they started doing the stuff. So they decided to call it Project Rainbow, that it was about the rainbow, getting to the gold at the end of the rainbow.
Trial.
And is there something relevant in that for us?
No.
And the energy of rainbow?
No.
Like
No,
Nature
No.
7?
no.
I call it the Philadelphia experience. You know, because literally what they did is they had an
Trial.
experience of this and then shut everything else out.
I was just thinking, because they always invert all the truths.
Yeah, you know, it's like,
Trial.
you're trying to make it
I
too
think too much,
significant.
yeah,
No form,
yeah.
no structure, you're thinking too much.
I
Are
am.
you smart?
Oh, sure, yeah, of course.
Okay, you're trying to prove
Trial.
you're blonde?
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
absolutely.
so when you are, you know, it's like, I'm smart and I'm still a blonde, is one of the things that happens when you're not willing to see what is
Trial.
actually true for you. You keep trying to use your smarts as a way of understanding. You don't need to understand, you just need to recognize choice.
Okay,
Because
Trial.
what they did, they had no understanding of.
gotcha.
You know, they had no understanding of what they were doing, and they had no idea what it was going to create. But
Trial.
because it was technological, because it was scientific, and because it was different, they thought they were ahead of the scale, ahead of time. But there's something greater than that, and that's consciousness.
Okay, I was just thinking.
Trial.
And they chose to do consciousness with the idea of using emotions, because they thought emotion equals consciousness. It doesn't.
Okay, well, I've been a very emotionally reactive person my
Trial.
whole life, and I've
Yeah.
always felt that it was coming from outside of me, like a
It is.
program was going off, yeah.
Yeah, it is, and that's what I'm trying to get you to recognize. These programs are being delivered all
Trial.
the time. What do we see? What part of them do we function from with? What function do we, it's like, what is it we're buying with this? You know, it's like,
Trial.
I love Christmas movies. I cry at all of them. You know why?
Trial.
Because they're all about how wonderful family is and how they're actually going to be kind to one another. Where do you see that? I don't see it, okay? I never see it.
Trial.
You know, on Christmas movies, yeah. I mean, even my family, it's like so-and-so doesn't want to come, so-and-so doesn't want to come, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, whatever. It's fine.
Okay.
trial,
So how can I use my joy of, like, my deep interest in kind of,
Trial.
Shooting?
well, that, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I missed that. Our airplane was canceled because of electrical.
Yeah, I know.
So really trying not to make that significant or anything.
You
But,
might just
Trial.
want to acknowledge it rather
yeah,
than
that I wasn't,
make it significant.
something didn't
trial,
want me here, but I'm here.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
here anyway.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Yes, Viv?
I'm not leaving because of you.
Yes, he is. Yes,
trial,
Viv?
Sure, Nate.
I'm gonna go out another cock. I'll be right back.
Hello,
Trial.
gentlemen. Yeah, wow. Echoing what Shannon was just saying about this is how classes
Trial.
used to be, and what really used to light me up were
Yeah.
how you used to share your experiences
Trial.
and just the energies that were delivered with, and the possibilities that you opened up when you talked about your experiences, Gary. It's like, oh shit, yeah, that.
Yeah.
It opened up. So if
Trial.
you're willing, I would love to hear so many more of those in this class,
Cool.
at least.
Okay. I am willing to share anything. I just don't know what to share anymore
Trial.
because I don't get questions that lead me to share my reality very often. So it's like when it's like in this class, if
Trial.
you ask the question, I'm fucking telling you, whether you like it or not.
And that's where I'm really grateful for the people that have chosen this class and
Trial.
conversations that Liam Bramley has with you,
Yes, I
and
know.
Shannon especially. So thank you. Oh my God, I'm shaking.
No,
There-
you're not. You're excited,
It's like
honey.
so
Your
many
molecules are clanging
Trial.
together.
balls are up in my universe right
Yeah.
now in regards to, asking about making choices
Trial.
that create a future that you're energetically aware of. And
Which choice will help me create
trial,
this, whatever you're aware of? See, when you're aware of an energy, you go, okay, which choice will help me create this? Like I was aware of
Trial.
an energy with access, which is why I hired Sean. And it's like, and it's IT stuff, which is great, and he's great at that. And it's, and he had done a bunch of projects, which, required stuff, which is what I needed
Trial.
for El Lugar. And, it's like, I know what I need for a future, but I don't know how to find the
Trial.
people, and then they start to show up. But I asked for them to show up. Same thing with Arthur. I've been trying to institute since day one for people to fucking get on the phone and make a phone call. They won't fucking
Trial.
make a phone call. They'd rather tweet. Which means you're a bunch of birds. A bunch of bird brains. So, so it's like, but,
trial,
Arthur thinks that's fun. And I'm willing to have the fun. So it changes everything when that occurs. And that's what I want, change everything. And
So when
it's after I said we need to make Access $1 billion company. So it becomes so successful and so bizarre that everybody wants to know
Trial.
about us. But we weren't able to get that until we got to the point where we had the number of people we have who are
Trial.
truly willing to choose consciousness, like the people that are on this call.
trial,
okay, so that opens up another 500 universes
Yeah.
for me. So when Jane was talking about the blind spots, so
Yeah.
you gave
Trial.
a clearing, I don't know how many years ago it was now, but it was about creating a financial reality beyond this reality,
Yes.
greater than this reality and superior to this reality.
Yeah.
So that really lit something up in me
Trial.
where that became my choice. And I think I have this conflict with, I'm still getting 2 or 3 or 4 people to my class because there's still this.
Well, you're asking for the wrong thing.
trial,
I keep telling you, you have to ask for anybody. I want as many people as possible who can come and pay me money.
trial,
So thank you. This is where the conflict is, because it's like the desire for consciousness for me goes beyond.
No, it's not a
material. Yeah, I love
desire.
the
It's a
material
choice
things,
you have made. Now let it create.
trial,
So can I
Let
take
it
that to?
actualize.
Okay, so is this where I'm
Trial.
creating the blind spot? So I made a choice.
Yeah, you made a
that matched
choice.
the energy of what I thought was what I was
What you
asking
thought
for,
or
and of
had
course,
concluded? Yeah, see, the
Trial.
problem is you were taught to create conclusions. You're an Aussie,
yeah,
Trial.
you know? Aussies always, tall poppy, cut him down.
well, I'm English Aussie, which is double
Double
barrel.
the double bugger, you know?
Trial.
You're
Yeah.
buggered, lady.
So I made a,
Yes,
so
they never
can you help
talk
me out with
about
this, what I consider a blind
Trial.
spot? I made a choice financially that I probably concluded was going to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And it hasn't shown that up that way. So I've been sitting with, right,
Trial.
where's the awareness
What
in here? I
choice?
made this choice.
You know, you're
Where's the
not
break?
looking at the choice you made. What choice did I make that created this? And what choice could I change here? What choice could I have
Trial.
different? See, when things stop working for me or I stop getting money, I go,
Trial.
okay, I made some choice. What choice did I make? And I realized that I had not included cash in my reality.
Yes.
You know, I could have
Trial.
money that I could spend, but I couldn't have cash just hanging around. Dane could have money, cash hanging around. He loves it.
Trial.
Because I can also afford as much toothpaste as I ever wanted.
Trial.
Closest.
But you see that one point of view about poor, how that one
Trial.
Yeah.
creates a whole reality around it.
That one choice of, I've got to save money on toothpaste,
Trial.
creates a whole universe.
Yeah.
That one choice to save money
Trial.
on toothpaste creates a whole universe of its own. But that's the reason you got to look at how your choices have created what you've made, not, you know, the mistake you made. You're trying to see it as a mistake rather than what choice did I make?
Trial.
And what other choice do I have?
Okay, so that's in the last 2 or 3 weeks, that's really started to turn around. So
Cool.
up until that point, I'm an
Trial.
idiot. I've made this choice and there's a lot of money at stake here and it looks like it hasn't come to fruition. And yet I sense the money is still there. I sense that energy and that possibility of creating that financial reality is still
Trial.
there. And it's like I've put it in a holding pattern, like I've frozen it. So I've been asking, okay, so what capacity do I have here that I haven't
Well, if you have
acknowledged?
a capacity to freeze money, heck, would you have a capacity to also
Trial.
create a revenue stream that's so big gush that you needed to dam it?
Trial.
Okay, can you say a bit
Trial.
more about that?
Well, look at the double entendres there that are about 10 of.
Trial.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, but the thing is, you say those things or have those points of view or take them on, and you don't even realize you've done them.
Trial.
You pay no attention to
exactly.
what you say or do. And it's like my point of view is pay attention to everything you say and everything you think, because it is
Trial.
exactly what is creating the life you're having, no matter what you're having.
Trial.
So when you talk to Shannon about, that level of power that we have,
Yes,
that we don't want to know we have, or
you don't want to
blind
use.
spot.
You don't want to use. Because your assumption
what
is
is
you're going to
that?
use it badly.
Trial.
You know, when you did powerful things and had power, were
Trial.
your family thrilled?
Nobody was, except for you
I'm always thrilled.
and Dave.
Yeah. But I want you to create the power you have
Trial.
and be the power you are. That's why I don't make a good guru. And that's the reason I say I'm the guru, because I'm stuck on that point of view. He's the Roo because he's always changing.
Trial.
So what you were just saying to Shannon then about, my brain's kind of frying as I'm trying to go here,
Trial.
but that point where you asked her, do you want to, or even with Dane this morning, do you want to be a guru? Is this about the guru?
Yeah, but you
There's
gotta-
something else.
You got to admit if you want to be a guru. It's okay. It's not a wrongness.
And you also have to admit, if you desire to empower people and you desire to be a guru.
trial,
So that you have this conflict in your world because those two things are
See,
mutually
Trial.
exclusive.
because look at this for a moment. Desiring to empower people is desiring to have their lives get greater. Desiring to be a guru is to have them follow what you say. For us humanoids, those two often go together because you know if they
Trial.
follow what you say, their life will get greater. Makes sense, right? Like it makes total fucking sense. However, truly empowering people is letting them choose to fuck their lives up as much
If
as
that's
they
what they
require
want to do.
And that's
Trial.
where the catch comes in, where you fuck yourself up because of that, because we're trying to avoid that in our
Trial.
desire to be the guru, many of us.
And you're trying to make them have more, be
Trial.
happy.
Do more, choose more, create more, get how wonderful they are,
Guilty, my lord.
guilty more. Yep.
Okay, so from that
Trial.
space, so Dane, once you had this awareness this morning,
What changed?
trial,
what became available, or what?
Less need to control and try
Trial.
to direct, which is another form of control. More willingness to be the influence, like Gary spoke about yesterday. And also, that was
Trial.
also part of my awareness of, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I truly, if I get to what's really true for me, I
Trial.
desire to empower people, period. And the pain that I believe occurs when watching them suffer is something I've got to get to allowance of that I haven't really been willing to be an
Trial.
allowance
It's
of.
like, and you got to realize that they choose pain because they chose pain.
That's why.
If you choose pain, you choose pain. Not what's wrong with me? Why does my body hurt? Why do
Trial.
what do I have to get rid of here? How come I can't take a shit? I'm constipated.
But also
Trial.
recognize that a lot of, see, when you have the point of view of being the savior, so we're getting into fifth element rather dynamically,
Yeah.
in addition to all the other elements. When you have the point of view of being the
Trial.
savior, people will make themselves suffer and need you because they know
Trial.
that's the one time they can control you into doing what they want you to do for them, which is fulfill their
Trial.
needs. And they know you're wired in such a way that if they're suffering, you will come to their rescue. And I know I'm wired in that way. Dear
and
fucking
me-
God.
trial,
You are
Me
too.
Yeah.
So, I
Trial.
totally can relate to that. So is it just keep on with clearing the big five? Is there,
Well, also with this awareness, you can ask, okay, am I being a guru here? Am I being a savior?
trial,
And keep
But see,
on,
you got to look at both directions.
yep.
Guru, empowerer.
trial,
Okay? Those are two different directions. And it's like you're a team when you're a team. But if you have one horse going to the left and one horse going to the right, the wagon ain't going to move forward.
trial,
Therein lies
Okay.
the difficulty.
Yeah.
so this guru thing then, because it's like, okay, I've never looked at this. It's like it hasn't even occurred to me until
I know.
until Dane mentioned this. And I'm like,
Trial.
okay, so what else? So apart from needing followers, what else is a
Trial.
guru? Like, what else do they require, or?
Gurus tell them how to live their life, what to do, and take off their clothes and fuck.
trial,
Oh, I
Well,
forgot
isn't that
about
what
that
you
last
do?
advantage. Shit. Now I know why I really wanted to be a guru. Fuck everything else. Jesus.
Grab my weapon and
trial,
put it someplace.
Add cock.
Yeah.
Yes, cock my weapon.
trial,
Can you check this? Is it cocked? Yeah.
Okay, I'll
trial,
sit with that. I know there's more bubbling. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Who's next?
Hey.
Hey.
Trial.
So you've been talking about multiple realities,
Yes.
and
Okay, so just for a minute,
Yes.
okay? If you realize that
Trial.
empowerment and guru are multiple realities.
yeah,
Okay, that's a very good example to use.
yeah,
So
Trial.
because you think there's a conflict between those two, you have to see a problem. So you cannot look at it and go, okay, so yeah, I want that and I want that.
Trial.
Why can't I have both and how can I have both? Why can't I have both? How can I have both? Different realities begin to occur when you're willing to have both because you realize there are different realities,
Trial.
not necessarily different necessities. You give up the necessity for the choice.
cool.
Trial.
Thank you. And this is already helping, like, because I'm realizing today how much over the past, since I started Access, when you
Trial.
guys talk about creating a future, I've been doing like some linear, just a linear energy,
Yes,
and like,
you've decided
Trial.
the future is this.
yeah, and so it's like one
Okay,
reality.
future occurs when you have children.
Yeah. I only have one right now, so I'm gonna try and keep it that way.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, keep the other head in your
Trial.
pants.
Yep. So like, cause, and I, as you guys have been talking, I just kind of like
Trial.
thought, like, had the sort of question, like multiple futures, and like my body totally relaxed. Is there something like,
Yes, well, there are multiple possible
Trial.
futures with every choice you make. If you start looking at the, okay, if I make this choice,
Trial.
how many different futures do I have? And you get up to 20 and you go, oh, do I really want to choose from that big a menu?
Trial.
How big a menu of choice do you like? One that gives you a couple of choices, 3 choices, 5 choices, 10 choices, 1,000 choices?
Trial.
the bigger the number, the better my body feels?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because in reality, that's what's true.
Yeah.
Because that way your body is not regulated by all those realities.
Okay.
And every time you choose a specific number, it regulates what your
Trial.
body can experience.
Is there? do
Trial.
you
You
guys
have to
like-
live by the limitations of realities.
You have to live by the limitations of reality?
Yeah.
Do you guys have like some experience stories
Trial.
that can add to this? Add to that?
Well, it's like with me, it's like I went El Lugar. Choices. What choices do we have
Trial.
here? Okay? And once I started, it's like, and we were
Trial.
looking at buying El Lugar, and, then Simone went and talked to the guy who was creating Legends. We ended up at Legends
Trial.
because of a choice of somebody said we have to go to South Africa. No, South Africa, I'm not going to again because they're
Trial.
choosing to be with Putin. I don't fucking care. I'll go anywhere. Otherwise I have to say I'm not going to
Trial.
India again because they choose to be with Putin. But it's like, the Indians don't care about Putin?
Trial.
Yeah. And there's more consciousness in the animals than there are in the people. And there are more,
Trial.
there's more consciousness in the animals and the plants on most places than there is in the people.
Trial.
People are not choosing for consciousness, they're choosing for more of what everybody else chooses. More, can I have like more?
Which is why you create
Yeah.
like
Trial.
one reality with children. You're like,
Yeah, you create, once you have a choice of a child, you have created a reality, and now you have to live down that lane. And you don't have a whole lot of other choices until they get older. And then they'll tell you
Trial.
you're choosing wrong, number one. And then they're going to tell you you're choosing more wrong. And then they're gonna tell you, and that's not right either. Okay, good.
Trial.
Next.
is that really true that you have to go that route?
You chose it. You chose to stick your fucking dick in, dude.
Yeah.
You chose where
Yeah.
you're gonna go.
Okay.
Your future was designed the day you came.
That is a meme. Class over.
You know, you chose your future, right there. Now you gotta figure out how you can live it and create what you
Trial.
want in the future too.
Okay.
But
You don't
didn't
have
look,
to be depressed.
but you can be if you wanna be
Trial.
normal.
Okay, okay. Okay, I'll have to, yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Kathy?
Trial.
Hi, guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Trial.
Conflict. My body is like, whoo, excited.
Good.
Since Evan brought up conflict. What I'd like to speak
Trial.
about is after class yesterday, I watched the boring movie that you suggested. And it was light on every aspect for me. It was light
Trial.
with the government doing whatever they're doing. It was light with all of the people dying, the bodies. It was light
Trial.
with the time travel. None of it was heavy. And so
That's
I didn't go to
because
the
it was,
wrong.
none of it was a lie.
Trial.
Okay, cool. None of it
Only a
was
lie makes
right.
you feel heavy, honey.
So with that, I was asking,
Trial.
my questions. Okay, so I'm from the Golden Planet, and in this lifetime, I've
Trial.
chosen to come here and not have an
Trial.
intelligent mind. And by that, I mean like a high IQ, like that. I didn't choose that. I've chosen something like a spacey mind. Okay, go.
Trial.
So why did you add the "and not"?
And not when. I don't remember saying it.
I know, but you didn't pay
Trial.
attention. Okay, I came here okay, can you guys read it, please?
Trial.
In this lifetime, I've chosen to come here and not have an intelligent mind.
Yes.
Okay, so
Trial.
not having an intelligent mind means what?
For me,
Trial.
Yeah,
for me, it's like, when you, I don't watch news, I don't know anything about Trump, I
that's
don't know
not
about war.
intelligence.
Trial.
Sorry?
That's not intelligence. That's information.
I don't
Trial.
retain information then. Okay, cool. Keep coming,
Okay.
Gary, keep going, because
It's like
I've been looking at this my whole life.
Intelligence
Trial.
is the willingness to know what is rather than to see what you are blinded by.
What?
Uh-huh.
Trial.
Oh my God. I always thought intelligence was,
The collection of data until you became as stupid as everybody
Trial.
else? Oh, no.
yeah,
Until you became educated more than other people are?
Trial.
yeah,
No.
wow.
Intelligence is
Okay.
the awareness to see what is and have no point of view about it. And not by the point of view that
Trial.
awareness is data gathered. Awareness does not come from data. Awareness comes from awareness.
Trial.
Well, you've just thrown me. Thank you. I love you. So
Trial.
on that, I have this
Trial.
spacey mind is whatever. So I've concluded that the space is not intelligence?
Trial.
Yeah. And space is the most intelligence.
That I know.
Trial.
And that's where my question's coming. So when I've had so many awarenesses.
Trial.
My question is, okay, so from here, from this class, where do we take this space and walk through walls
What?
and
What?
be the nine?
What choice are you making that doesn't allow you to walk through walls?
normal.
Yeah, it's one of the choices you're making.
Trial.
Wow.
You know, I had a friend who lived with us. She was 80 some odd years old when she came to live with us, and she was 91 when she died. And her name was Mary. And Mary used to say, dress normally, think wildly. I said, this person dresses like they're, you know, off the deep end, aware, you know, wild. And they're not. They're so fucking conservative. You know, it's like I had people who, you know, tattooed themselves and had, you know, puncture wounds all over their body. And they thought they were the wild, you know, it's like, and they sang grunge and all that kind of stuff. But they were scared to death because I channeled.
Trial.
Why is this scary and you looking the way you do not scary? You know, something that was not predictable and quantifiable and tattooable was weird. So it's
One
like,
more.
yeah.
One more question. So I talk to you guys every night.
Yeah.
And last night after the class and after watching the movie, I was asking questions and missing came up. And I went to, well, don't say missing, Kathy. What can I add? What can I add? And then I'd ask a question and I'd
No,
say,
you
okay,
were
so
correct. You were correct to start with. What's missing here? What was missing was the data that was also available about how this is being used and how this has been used and what's happening in the future, that they're still using this, thinking they're creating a stiff shift now.
I thought you were missing us.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I got it. Dan, you mentioned a while ago that we don't miss each other because we are one. So I don't miss you anymore. I actually talk to you.
Cool.
So the missing came up also. So what missing element?
What am I missing here? What am I missing that I could include in my life? What am I capable of? I'm not acknowledging as possible for me.
Thank you.
That's what's missing. And that's the thing you got to ask for is what else is possible. You know, that terrible question we have that's an old-timey question back from the olden days. What else is possible? The ancient days, yeah, of access in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth and access.
So I'm just going to say I would like if we could talk about creation and actualization with this within this class.
Well, I already have been when I talked about your choice is a creation. Every choice creates something. What does it create? If you choose to chew gum, what does it create?
Trial.
You know, lots of people would say it creates cavities.
Right.
You know, it creates fresh breath. Strong jaws. Okay, you know, there's lots of different things that people would say. But all of those are conclusions. None of those are asking the question as they're doing it. What is this gum creating? You know, I chew gum because it creates memories.
Trial.
Because I remember every piece of gum chews and feels and tastes slightly different. And old memories come back of the times when I was chewing that gum and it tasted like that. And I think it's funny. I like it. I enjoy it for that reason.
Trial.
Thank you for this class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That's it for today, isn't it? Okay, thank you.